Welcome back to the Shady Valley. Here, the man named Jack, and this video is going to be a guide on how to get, well, part of completionist, but the ace achievement in Ring Runner Flight of the Sages for defeating 75,000 enemies. Now, the funniest part about this achievement, it gives you 1.5 million plex. You really won't need it by the time you get this achievement, because I've beaten the game 4 fucking times and I was still nowhere close to getting this. So, to get this achievement the easy way, go to Zombie Survival, and we're gonna put it on the easiest difficulty. And this ship specifically is one featured in a earlier video of mine, a storytime video. We're gonna take hitting the C5 squid, and basically the idea of this ship is you want two things. Get back here. You want the arcing Tesla core and the electromagnetic pulse device. Now, the arcing Tesla core will deal damage to enemies nearby while you're overloaded. And then the EMP device, I believe, will damage nearby enemies when you overload. The point of this ship, you play zombie mode on the easiest difficulty. You build a ship that you can just set down and walk away, and this ship will kill zombies for you. So, past these two equipment devices, if you've played the game, you probably have an idea of where this is going. After you get these two, just fill your ship to the fucking brim with anything that will either give you energy, passively deal damage, or passively make you more resistant. We're going to take a tour of the whole ship, starting over in the caster drive, mass emitter, the caster specific parts. And a lot of this stuff really doesn't matter terribly much, but I'll be sure to note the ones that do. And if that's all you need, go build your own ship. But if you want to know exactly what ship I had, you can stick around and I'll tell you. So we got the minor repulsion device, which just gently pushes people away. That's not important. We've got the Gravlight Array, which adds a damaging effect to any impulse ability, like the one above. Also really not important, but it's a passive. The Gravectric Core creates a strong attraction field when your ship is destroyed. This is helpful in versus mode and only versus mode, because in any story mode, if you die, actually no, not any story mode, there are some death matches where you could respawn, but yeah, that's anyways, that's a thing. Auxiliary Repulsor, this one really doesn't matter at all, but it's a passive, and you can probably swap that out for literally anything, but yeah. What was it? Oh, fuck, what was it? Passive? This one? Yeah, it's the last passive available in the mass emitter. Caster Drive, Suiro Shielding adds energy equal to a % of the damage you take. You want that. You want to gain a lot of energy so you can overcharge quickly. Excess Capacitor increases damage dealt while overcharged. Again, you're going to spend the entire match overcharged. You want that. Energy Shielded Core. A percentage of damage taken is instead deducted from your energy reserves. This one, you lose energy for it, but the extra survivability is helpful considering you're just going to be sitting there beefing every single shot you take. Pulse device, we went over. Arcing Tesla core, we went over. Then there's one more, yeah, the Arc Barrier. Reduces damage by 50% when overcharged. That's good. You're going to spend the whole match overcharged, or most of it. No, not that one. Go down to the Dimensional Array, Core Catalyzer. This is very important. When an enemy ship is destroyed, they explode. Now, in zombies on the easiest difficulty, this means you can kill one zombie, it chains, blows up a whole bunch of dudes. Really handy to have around. Also, I'm assuming, if it hasn't become clear by this point in the video, I'm assuming that you have effectively infinite money. I ran out of things to spend money on a long fucking time ago, and if you don't have enough money for this build, go beat the game again and / or chase a different achievement. Beating the game on the hardest difficulty will definitely get you some money, and also completing all of the optional objectives. There's a lot of optional objectives in these missions, and there's an achievement to get all of them at least once. Not all at the same time, just all of them at least once. So go do both of those, and then if you still need money, I don't know what you're spending it on. You will have run out of things to spend money on by that point. But dimensional array, we got the core catalyzer. We've got the dice module. Converts percentage of all damage dealt into energy. That's good. We like that. The dead module. Recharge a percentage of max energy and gain a regen buff after defeating an energy, more overload, more damage. We want that. Critical time loop, if you are destroyed, revert to location that you were 2 seconds earlier, can only activate once every 30 seconds. This will just pad out the time you can stay in the match, and the longer you stay in a single game, the faster the enemies spawn. So that's helpful. In the auxiliary drive, it really doesn't matter. Like the only thing that matters is pick one that doesn't consume a lot of energy, and then, ooh, whoops, I had overthrusts on. Why did I have overthrusts on? Right, just they help you move around. This, yeah, this ship is not fast, and when you're constantly overloading, it's hard to move. If you do want to just chill and make the more active build on this ship, go for it. This is, you don't have to copy my exact ship, advanced engine. Yeah, I had the overthrusts because you only have a size 3 engine bay in the Squid, because you're really meant to use impulse abilities to move yourself more than the engine, but we're not doing that. Hyperventilated is just there for high heat dissipation, and then the cooling module, again, there's stuff we can put here, but none of it's really important. None of it benefits us in any way. The power hub. This is where things also get to be a little bit interesting. First and foremost, get over there. I'm going to keep doing that every single fucking time. You want the overcharge... I'm going to kill something. Overcharge converter, which allows you to overcharge your battery. And there's 2 energy states. You get your battery, you can overcharge it. If you double your battery's capacity, or not actually double, but if you overcharge too much, that's when you overload. We want to overload. So this will get us into overcharge, and that's good for us. For what power hub you can get, I went with the basic power hub just because it has energy capacity plus overcapacity is the lowest. Actually, overcapacity when you're, and then the rest of it's just thermal energy regions. But when you're choosing which energy thing to build, the only thing that matters is that it has as low an overcapacity as is possible. Long cycle has 75. Short cycle I looked at, but it's actually got a 154, so basic power hub. Actually, I don't even know if you need a power hub. I think this just gives you reloading. You might be able to just skip the power hub. And no, you need a power hub, which put reload on anywhere. So you can then grab the thermal energy regen. I believe plus 6.67 per second. That's reload speed, overcharge capacity. Yeah, the thermal energy regen gets you the most energy regeneration possible. It just has the downside of also getting you a lot of heat, which is why we have the hyperventilated with the cooling. But yeah, low energy cap. We've got an energy battery with a low cap. We've got a converter that... I'm gonna kill something. Converter allows us to overcharge, and then thermal powered regions, which gives us the thermal regen. You create more heat, but you also create more energy. Oh, you don't give a fuck about heat. Just want energy. Max that shit out, man. Then over here we've got utilities. This one, area of effect abilities. You specifically want the avoidance plating, because the only thing that I have watched kill this ship is a certain area of effect attack, which is irritating. Now I go for heavy armor just because why not? Could go for not heavy armor. Fuck, where'd it go? There's avoidance, right? For area of effect, right? So you could get other stuff. Stationary cloaking device isn't really helpful just because there will be enough zombies that they will find you. Nano repair bots and armor plating is a combo I looked at, but at the end I just went with the heavy armor just because it gives you so much more health, and you actually get a little bit of passive healing from something? I forget what. But we've got a damage amp in one weapon bay. That should make sense. And we've got a area of effect amp in the other, because the overload's an area of effect ability. And then for the shield, just have a turtle shield, which makes you move slower, but is the biggest, thickest shield that we can get. You could get a different shield and try to amp it up, but just trust me, if you're not going to be moving, turtle shield. If you want to try to make an active overload build, go with one of the other ones, but we don't need to move. We just need to turtle up. The Caster Veterancy. The Ultimap increases area of effect. We want that. Ohmwrecker. Reduces energy transfer from external sources by 50%. Nice. We like that. The other thing about this is that it reduces the overload duration. So, it's one thing to spend the match overloaded, but I've found... Actually, I'm not even going to say I've tested this, but I feel like going for the overload duration reduction and popping the EMP more frequently matters more than staying in overcharge for a longer amount of time. So I went ahead and grabbed that just for the overload reduction. Continuity. Limits damage taken to 1/3 of your health every 1/3 of a second. It's a thing. There might be something else in here to get. Temporal tuning. Now we don't need that. Glass cannon is fun, but we want to not die. Continuity is what we have. Bounce plating we don't need, and we're not using any math abilities. So continuity just because you run out of stuff. Battery. I don't know if this increases your energy regen, but there's nothing better, so you may as well. Oh, and then the Charge Caster Core. It's the only active ability, but it also does passively shoot bolts at enemies while they're around, so you take it. Then down here we've got Transcendence, which heals you as long as you don't have a Sage ability on cooldown. That's why you don't need the nanobots. And then Stubborn Thread, which if damage would kill your ship, prevent it and reduce damage received by 90% for 3 seconds. And that is the sum total of this ship. I'm going to go ahead and start up a mission and then walk away. I'm going to change difficulty. Yeah, on rookie difficulty. I'm gonna go ahead and start this up. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna fast forwards through this match to the game. Okay, we're good. Right. So I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna fast forwards through the game, and as you can see, you overload pretty quickly. You stay overloaded long enough to get a few bolts off, but. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna fast forward to the end results screen. I'll see you dudes later. We're done. Alright, so as you can see, that particular run was a little bit on the short side. Ran for 20 minutes and 30 seconds, and it killed a sum total of 886 enemies. That's not terribly much. I've seen that number go as high as 1,050. It's just that I don't know. I wasn't watching. I don't know what killed me this time, but eventually it just gets to the point that those Gravekeeper boss enemies, they just drop that area of effect bomb that you're supposed to move out of and not take damage from, but it you can't do that if you're not there. So so yeah, there you go. That's the video. Thank you for watching. If you like it, do all the fucking YouTube stuff. You know it by now. And, yeah. Outro goes here.